Well, okay. Alrighty. So I just hit record because I got too busy talking at the beginning of this. But so if you're missing anything, I'll go back over it. This is for the recording, by the way. I conducted a quick search and I went to save that search, and then here we are. So, and I'll go back over that in a second. But alrighty. So you have that automatically set to no. And then now a lot of people might hit this blue save button right here because it's blue, it sticks out. But since we're adding a subscription to it and not just saving it as a standard save search, you are going to actually click save and add subscription. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring up a totally different page where you set up your subscription service. So the subscription is going to be based on the search's name, but it'll just say subscription at the beginning of it. And this is where you will set up how your subscription will be sent out to your clients. So below the name, it says send notifications of new listings to. This is where the listing, that as they hit the system, where they're going to send to. And so by default, you and the selected contact are automatically selected. So that means you will receive a notification of these searches. So if you're someone that receives a million emails a day, you may not want to, yeah, have that checked. So you can uncheck that or leave it checked. It's completely up to you. And then right here, it says send me an email when a contact clicks the link. So that means, yes, your contact received the initial email, but when they click the actual link, because the email will essentially say, like, hey, here's, some listings for you, click to view. And when they click that link, you'll receive a notification that they clicked that link right there. So you could absolutely, instead of having you automatically, receive every single one, you may just want to be notified when they actually click something. And then below that, it says enable preview mode. So if you hover over that, it'll actually explain what preview mode is. But basically, that just means that you are going to approve listings before they are sent out to your client, which honestly could really come in handy because if there are agents that maybe not didn't follow the rules in regards to, how public IDX, public descriptions are supposed to be, and they put their phone number in the public remarks or something. You may not want that to, be seen by your client. So you could absolutely enable preview mode, and then you will be notified if, or you can actually, look over the listings before they're sent out to your client. Alrighty. Below that is the contacts that we added to it when we set up the search. And then it also gives you a handy dandy little thing here that says add a new contact. And so if you do that, you can just do the contact and email address. This might come in handy, when you initially, connected that contact to it, but then you also want to add their spouse or something to it. You absolutely can. And then now you have the scheduling part. And a lot of people will look at this and go, yeah, that weekly, every single day is checked. Yeah, that looks good. But I would like to explain the difference between having weekly and everyday selected and ASAP. So with weekly and everyday selected, what that means is your clients will receive those listings if there are, matching listings. They will receive it daily, but it will all be sent at the same time. So it would collectively, gather listings, and then they'll receive one initial email, and it'll say click to view listings, and it'll be any listings that matched it for that day or previous day, and but it's sent out at one specific time. ASAP means that as soon as it hits the mark or it hits the MLS, your client will receive an email and they will be notified of it. So that is the difference. I'd say most people actually keep it on ASAP, but if you would rather do it weekly and just have every day selected, or your client's like, don't bother me on Saturday or Sunday, you could uncheck it. So it's completely up to you which of these options you want to select. Monthly is exactly what it sounds like. They'll receive an email once a month. Like let's say, they're not looking to buy for 6 months, and so you want to send them a listing on the 15th of each month, or a list of listings on the 15th of each month to see what's out there. But depending on how, how well priced and the actual house itself, if they see it on the 15th, but it hit the market on the 1st, it could be under contract by then. It's up to you on that, though. Alrighty. Email content. This is what your client will receive every time that a subscription matches and it's sent to them, or a subscription email is sent to them. So with that said, I'm not one to tell people how to conduct or how to, have conversations with their own clients. That is between you and your business model, or maybe your office. But my recommendation, just unprofessional opinion, is keep it short, sweet, and to the point, simply because they will more than likely receive multiple emails from the subscription service. So if you write an entire paragraph every single time, odds are they're not going to read that every single time it's sent. So, you could be like, hey, Bob, here are some listings you might want to check out. Peace out. Something simple, sweet, short, to the point, right there. And then, like I said, what'll happen is they'll have a little link. It'll say like click to view listings right below it that they would click. And then, the subject, just here are, check out these listings. You keep it there, or, you could even, do like, a passive aggressive threat, like open now, however you want to do it. So yeah, I'm going to keep open now. So you have that, the subject, the body, and then now you will hit, once everything is set, all is well, you're going to go down here, you're going to click save. And then voila, your subscription is now saved and connected to that client. Now, I'm keeping this box that popped up on my screen up for a second. We'll get to that in just a second. But I do also need to clarify, if you take away anything from this, like remember these steps, and you take away anything from this today, please note and let your clients know that they will receive an initial email that says, hey, basically, hey, you're set up to receive listings. And they have to click a button that says, yes, I would like to receive listings. So they essentially have to opt in before they will start receiving those listings. Okay. Because I've had a lot of agents throughout the years that say, hey, I set up a subscription, but they're not receiving anything. It's because their client never clicked and opted in to receiving the subscriptions. And another item, these are set up through Flex MLS's automated email system when you do this. So that being said, depending on the security of your email that you are using, you may, if they say they didn't receive an email, please have them check their spam, or if they're like Gmail, check their promotions folder and mark it as standard. That way it doesn't go to their spam every time a new email has gone out, because a lot of emails, they're cracking down on security. So please ensure that these aren't going to their spam folder. And if they say they aren't receiving them, tell them to check that. And then even a step further, if they are not in their spam folder, then reach out to a staff member at MLS United. And what we could do is actually contact Flex, and Flex will run an analysis to see, hey, make sure everything is connected and going through, like whether it's bouncing or it's just not receiving on one end or the other. And then they could actually do a manual opt-in as well, if that email is not working, or if the email is just listed as, hey, this email's bad, in which case you might want to get with your email provider or your IT department and get that situated. So, but back to this box that popped up here. So we saved the subscription. So you might think, oh, those 2 listings that we initially had as results were sent out to the client. That was not the case. What a search and subscription does is it sets up your client to receive future listings that match the search criteria, whether they're new listings, or, if anything that basically pops up on the hot sheet will, get sent. So if a price change happens or anything, they'll receive it as well. But it does not send those current 2 listings that are in the system, which is why this box pops up. And this is where you will have the option. It says email these listings now, choose listings to email, do not send listings now. So if you want your clients to see that the current listings that are on there, you could click email these listings now. And then the basic email option will pop up. It'll say, hey, it'll say your email to, your client. And then you can send a copy to you, notify if you want. And then also it says, how would you like to send this email? Use FlexMLS. And then if you click it, you have these other options here. And this is also just a good time to tell you the difference, like when you send a standard email through Flex anyway, but when it asks you how you want to send it, if you use FlexMLS, that means it's going to be sent through FlexMLS's automated email system. If you use my email application, what that means is when you click on the email button in the bottom right, if you use something like Outlook or whatever email application already on your computer, that will pop up for you and you can send it through that. Or you could also just say, just give me the link, copy it, and send it through, Gmail, whatever you're using. And then same, this looks the same as below. Be like, hey, here, active listings right now, and then say, here are some listings you might want to check out. And then voila. So once that's all said and done, oh, and then your signature that's automatically created through the MLS, everyone's is basically the same. But it'll automatically have that for you at the bottom. Now, when you are ready to send this, what you're going to do is you're going to click the blue email button, and then it will send off to your clients. And here's the thing, it's an imperfect world. There's plenty of things that I wish Flex would change on some small aspects, and this might be one of them, but it is what it is. I just wish instead of the word email on this blue button, I just wish it said send. That would clear up a lot of confusion for random phone calls we've received throughout the years. But yeah, the blue email button, if you click it, that's the send button. And then it'll send off to your client. And that right there is a search and subscription. And again, since I started the recording a little late, I'm just going to quickly go back over that real quick. And this might be a good refresher for any of you. And again, this will be fast, but you go into quick search. You break your search down, however you are wanting for whatever your client is looking for. Once you have your search broken down, you go over here and you click save search. You will name your search, add a description, and then you will, at the bottom, you're going to connect a contact to it. So since we already added Stephanie, she will now pop up as an existing contact, but if it's a new contact, you put their name and their email right here. So we're just going to type in Stephanie, like that. And then you will click save and add subscription. Your subscription name will be based on your search name. Select whether you want to receive copies or notifications, or if you want to preview it. I think this is where it popped in on the recording anyway. Select your scheduling, ASAP, monthly or weekly. Do your subject and your body, and then you click save. And then that is the steps for a search and subscription right there again. So just in case you needed a refresher. And that, my friends, is a automated search and subscription email. Now, before I get into managing like active subscriptions or even managing contacts, do we have any questions on the actual setup of a search and subscription? So someone had mentioned you may want to add a minimum value so your clients don't get listings that aren't meeting their criteria. Yeah, 100%. You break your search down however you want. I just broke down pool and workshop just for today's example. But when you actually go in to do this, you're probably going to break your search down a lot more, like specifically to what it is your clients are looking for. But 100%, yeah, because if you don't put a minimum value, then you might end up with a fixer upper that your client's not interested in. But usually, if it's Hernando or Olive Branch and it has a pool and a workshop, though, If I found something with a workshop and a pool, I wouldn't care if it's a fixer upper if I could get it for 150. But I say that and then I'd get in over my head. Who knows? But yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But break your search down however you would like. Mhm. Give it a. Yes. So since this class and previous ones are being recorded, um, you can find them on MLS United's YouTube channel. Do, do, do. Okay. And before I continue on, take a sip of water. Okie dokie. So that was the main part of this course today to go over actually setting up a search and subscription. But I do want to show y'all what to do with active searches that you either might want to make changes to, or maybe you want to, turn off entirely, as well as, making edits to your contacts in general. So I'm actually just going to pretend like we just went, that you're logging into Flex and you're back on this home page here. So you got menu. Now, to edit an active subscription, you can get to it multiple different ways, but more than likely is the easiest way, in my opinion, is to actually go to your contact page. So if you go to menu and then under contacts right here, you have a option that says contact management. And if you click that, what it's going to do is bring up a list of all contacts that you have in your system. So I'm going to actually go to the one we just set up for Stephanie. There it is. And I purposely didn't add her name or her last name because she was already in here with her last name. So I wanted to make sure I knew I had the right one. But you go down and you find you find your contact. Hang on. How do I add in search criteria range in units for multi-family purchases? I'm looking. Sorry, I'm reading a question. Gotcha. I'll get to that. I'll run that through you at the end of the class. We actually went over that in my quick search class. But we'll get through this, what we're going over today, and then I'll show you how you can change that up in your search. Okay. Alrighty. So you go down and you click on your contact, and their contact profile box will pop up. So in this, first off, how to manage like the contact in general, whether you want to add, phone numbers or change email, anything like that, you can hit edit contact. And then that's where you can add all of this additional information or change any additional information, or you could even add additional emails to this contacts person. So that's pretty straightforward. We're going to click cancel. And then you can also check out the activity. So you can see how many listings they viewed, shared, and also email activity right here. We just set this person up, so all of these numbers are going to show zero, of course. And then the next tab over is the searches and subscriptions that are connected to your client. And that is where you can change up a subscription. So you can see here, this is where I just did that other example, just to do a recap. So I didn't actually add the subscription there. But then right here, the Tommy's 2 cents, that's the one we went over right here. So the searches connected to your client are in this box. And if you click it, you can see if there are any active subscriptions for this client right here on the right. So you see, like, this is a standard search that's just a basic save search. And then this is an actual active subscription. So right here, it's like, oh, okay, cool. This was created on this day. So if you want to remove a subscription from it, you can absolutely just hit the little trash can here, and it will remove that subscription from that contact right there, and they will no longer receive any listings. If you want to remove the contact or deactivate them from Flex, like you did your job with them, they got their home, they're all good, they're not looking anymore. You can either deactivate or remove them entirely from Flex if you would like. And that is literally how you can manage, subscriptions. You can also, from this box, add an entirely new subscription right here and start that process all over. So very, very handy. And so we're back on the contact list. I'm going to click on her actual one and see if there's anything there. Yeah, nothing there. So, yep. And again, that's menu, contacts, contact management. Now, as I mentioned, you can also edit subscriptions for people outside of contact management by going directly to any active subscriptions you have set up. And this can come in handy just to make sure that, hey, I don't have any subscriptions that don't need to be in place. And so to find any of your subscriptions in the system, you can actually go to menu and then down under contacts again, a little bit over halfway down, there's an option that says subscriptions. And then here is where it will show any active, inactive, agent only subscriptions that you have. This is an admin account for the MLS, so I try to turn off any subscriptions I have just so I don't annoy the other staff members with automatic emails that are being set up. They apparently don't like receiving listings just for teaching purposes. I don't know. So, the portal be on or off, or does it matter? So someone asked, does the portal need to be on or off, or does it matter? So the portal I discussed just briefly earlier. It's completely different from search and subscriptions. By default, it is set to off, and it doesn't really have much to do with an actual like person's subscript like email, like automated email with search and subscriptions. So you can just keep it off. Like I said, with Portal, it's a completely different, feature within Flex. But if you want to learn more about the portals, whether it's a class like what I'm doing here, again, send an MLS United someone there an email saying, "Hey, I want to learn more about portals. Could there be a class on that?" And if we get enough of those, we'll do like what we're doing here, like a Tommy's 2 cents, and I'll go over portals. We just don't really get too many questions regarding those. But if you do want to learn without having an actual class like this, you could go to that help button right here, click video training, and then just type in portal. And then any videos that pertain to portals will pop up for you right here. And again, these videos can range from 2 minutes long to 45 minutes long to almost like over an hour maybe on some. No, this one's 54 minutes. So definitely check those out if portals are something that you might be interested in. But no, it does not matter if it's on or off in regards to your subscriptions. On here. All right. I'm going to keep leaving it open to any more questions on that. All right. Okay. Alrighty. And again, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat, or you could even, unmute yourself and ask it right there. If it's like sometimes questions are hard to explain via text, and you can very well say them out loud. So, and Mr. Bill, if you have any questions, don't be shy. I know you're new to Flex, right? That's why I was happy. I was shocked, but happy to see you in here. I was like, he knows the MLS probably better than I do.
I just thought I would come and support you, Tommy.
I appreciate it, sir. So, okay. So that basically covers it for search and subscriptions. I will address the question that this one person had about changing the range in units for multifamily for purchase, looking for multi-unit home with no less than 10, but no more than 20 units. So if you're looking for a multifamily unit in a search, we'll just go to quick search. Right here, that's actually going to be under the property subtype. So on a search on your search criteria, you have your status of active, and then we're going to do property subtype. And we'll just scroll down, like it'll look like this. Just scroll down and you'll hit multifamily right here. And I'm honestly not sure if you could do it based on 20 units. Let me see here. Multi units. Oh, that's on cooling for multi-units under cooling. So it doesn't look like you can break it down just to like, 10 to 20 units. It's only going to show property subtypes of multifamily though. So yeah, I don't think you can do 10 to 20 units on multifamily search. Unless you can, and I'm mistaken. I've never seen that as a feature. I've also, congrats, I've never been asked that specific question before, but that just goes to show the variety of MLS questions that you can get for sure. Under the top residential criteria, isn't there another main search option? I'm not sure what you mean by that question. So if you click on the top residential right here, you can select the different property types. So like today we went over, we used residential property types for this search. But if you wanted different property types, you could do, land, residential income multifamily, like that, and if you wanted to change it up. But then you residential lease, which is a fancy word for rental property, commercial sale, commercial lease, and then right here you do have a multi-property search as well. So if you wanted to look for, um, like right here is where you can select the different property types. So if you wanted residential and residential multi-family, you could do that and search it that way. So those are the different property types. So if you're looking for land properties, don't have it on residential. Make sure you're under land and vice versa. If you're looking for residential, like, with homes already established on the property, you would make sure it's under residential right there. Again, I hope that somewhat answered your question. I'm not really sure what you meant by that question. So, and again, we're just going to keep the chat open. This was scheduled for a 1 hour session, and sometimes with search and subscriptions, it could be a 25 minute explanation. It could also extend to an hour depending on the questions that come through with it. And if there's not a lot of questions on it, then I'm just going to take it as, man, you did a fantastic job, and I have no questions after that. Like you went over everything. So, thank you. And again, I'll keep it open for as long as needed. But that is a search and subscription. Uh, and once again, I can't brag on the help and the video training option enough because again, if it helped me, it could help you. Okay, because I'm different. So so if I could comprehend it, you most certainly could. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Don. Thank you, SMCLA. So, but And again, with just a few minutes of extra spare time, if there's any other options that you have in the MLS, please, you can ask them. I'll put this back on the screen. My next class I will be going over or teaching is in November, and I'll be going over CMAs in Flex MLS. So, comparative market analysis within the MLS, and the different types you can do, just to give you a good, market analysis using Flex MLS. Because while yes, we have other options like Cloud CMA, RPR that do CMAs, Flex also has a pretty decent CMA building toolkit, and you can do it directly with your searches. So it's a very very handy class if you wanted to attend that for sure. A search wants to change price. Do you just redo the search and subscription? So somebody asked if somebody wants to change like the price. Do you have to? I'm assuming your question means you have to like start all. Oh, you mean on the search and subscription? Good question. So if you want to make a change to your saved search, you just go to menu, and then under search, go down to saved searches, and then you're going to go to the search that you saved, and then click these little three, or not star it, and then actually click on the search, and it's going to bring up your search that you have. And then all you have to do is click edit search. And then here is where you can make your price change. So now we'll actually add, a minimum value. We'll say 350 right there. And then we're going to hit save search. and then we're going to hit existing and then save like that. And that search will be saved to that particularly. And if you want to double check to make sure your subscription was saved, you would just go back to subscriptions, click on that subscription, and make sure that most recent search was saved to it. So I hope that wasn't too quick, but yeah, just go to menu, saved search, menu, save searches, click it, hit edit search right here, make your change, and then save it again, and then just make sure you save it as an existing search. Save search, save and add subscription, that up, and then save. Boom. Thank you. All righty. I don't even know where my Okay. You don't need to leave. I'm leaving. I'm just leaving the chat open. We've gone over everything today. I left the chat open in case there were any other questions that might come through. So, with that said, though, I'll be around for a few more minutes, but the main portion of the class is over. So you are free to go out and live your lives and go on and sell. But again, I'll be here a few more minutes if you have any questions you want to put in the chat. Yeah, good to see you, Mr. Bill, even if it is virtually. Oh. Miss Marty, you made it in. So, thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Ivan. Thank you, Sonaris. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly or not. That's a cool name, though. Thank you, Robbie. All right, Miss Marty, if you have a saved search that you want to delete, same kind of steps as before to get to the saved searches, but you just go to menu and under search, go down to save search under menu and then search right here. And then you're going to go, whoops, don't click that. Go to menu, search, and then saved searches. And then this will show a list of all your saved searches. All you do is you go over and click find the one you want to remove, hit these three dots here, and then just hit delete. It'll say, hey, are you sure you want to do this? Yes, I'm sure. Delete, and then that will remove your saved search. You're welcome. All right, everyone. Well, if there are no more questions, then I will end the meeting now. So you all have a wonderful rest of your day.